Hello friends, today we are doing, I did another Texas, but you do not have to do Texas. You can do any state you want or any image you want. Make sure you get a large piece of paper of some kind. I did Texas, so because I did Texas, I went ahead and painted the Texas flag in the background, but you don't have to do that. You could paint whatever you wanted in the background. You will trace with your tracer, you will trace your image. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get a smaller piece of paper, like an index card or something. Then you're going to make another image. I made a smaller Texas, but you do not have to make a smaller image of your image. You could do another image. So what I'm having the kiddos do in class is they are tracing a Texas, and then I'm giving them a piece of paper, and then I'm telling them to draw and make their own stencil. So the point is that you want to make your own stencil. So if I was to make my own stencil, let's say I wanted to make a heart. I would fold it in half because the heart is symmetrical. I'm going to go ahead and draw half the heart. Make sure you're drawing it on the fold. If you don't draw it on the fold, when you go to cut it out, it won't be a solid stencil. I had a friend last week that drew it on this side, and when they went cut it out, they had two pieces, so that doesn't work. So you want it on the fold so you have a solid stencil. Then what you're going to do is you're going to then trace that image. So I did the heart, but you're going to trace that image all over on the inside of your whatever your first image is, and you want it to overlap. And the more you do, the cooler it'll look, because you want people to look at it and go, oh, that's Texas. And then you go, well, wait, what's that in the middle? And then you come up, and then they start looking at it, and then they realize, oh, it's a heart, or oh, it's a smaller Texas, or oh, it's a circle, or whatever you want. An easy way to make a smaller stencil is if your parents have cookie cutters. Look at the smaller cookie cutters, not the big ones, but like the smaller cookie cutters. That's a great way to trace an image, and you can then use that stencil from your piece of paper. And then you just trace. And it's really important that you make a tracer for the inside and not just randomly say, I'm going to do a circle and just draw a bunch of circles, because then your circles are going to be different sizes. You could use a circle, like let's say you had a lid of something, you could totally use it. Just make sure you use the same size, and then trace. And then, like I said, the friends up here at school were not getting to paint, but at home, those watercolors we made at the beginning of the year, that's what I used here, was watercolors. So you could use watercolors for your background. Like if I did a pineapple, I would probably do like a green background, or maybe not a green, maybe a blue background, because my stem would be green, could be green. So there's, crazy Miss Gordon brain. I'm thinking of all kinds of stuff now, but you can make it any way you want on the background. Do the color on the background and then leave that black. But you could make another one and do the opposite and put the stencils all on the outside and leave the inside and color the inside. That would be a good idea too. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to do it, so that it'll give you plenty of time to play with the idea and do your own creation. Remember, my job is to try to introduce as many different types of different art, but I want you to make it yours and to have fun with it. Bye guys, thank you.